Hello everyone, this is Ghetto Mozart. We're playing some Schedule 1 today, and we're going to look at specifically workers today. Who you can hire, what they do, and what they interact with. So right off the bat, I have one of each. I've assigned all of them a bed, which I'll show you right now. If you just hover over a worker with your clipboard, and hit E, you can left click bed. It'll highlight one if they're already assigned to it, or you can unhighlight it with them. She's already assigned there. We've already got all four assigned to a bed. So let's put some money in there. You'll see that their daily wage goes down if you start this in the middle of the day. So they're getting paid. They've already been all paid for today now. And I have some stations set up to show what all they use. So let's start off with the botanist. These guys plant all the seeds, water the plants, apply all the additives that you have, use drying racks, and also harvest the plants. Just a side note, this is the soil spreader and the sprinkler. Don't recommend using these, and the workers do not interact with them. This is if you want to automate it a little bit yourself, although I wouldn't recommend this soil pourer. I do like the sprinkler, the water sprinkler. You just turn it on so you don't have to use a watering pot. But I don't really see any time saved when you use this soil pourer. Also, here's the suspension rack. And this is, I think, the full spectrum grow lights. This will be under the pots when you set it up later on. So to see how this works, let's go to the inventory, or let's go select this botanist. So you can see we've already got the bed assigned. Supplies, pots, and drying racks. So what you got to do, just like when we assign the bed, left click this none for supplies. And we have to give him a storage rack to get his supplies from. That's the soil, that's the additives, that's the seeds. So right here, we assign this rack to him. And as you can see, it's all kinds of stuff in here. Now, you might be saying, why isn't he starting to work? Well, it's because we have to assign some pots and drying racks to him. So I have a few set out here. This is just the regular plastic pot. This is, I forget what they call this. This is the very basic one. Grow tent. I think this is the moisture wicking, moisture preserving pot, and then the air pot. I like these two. I've tested both. I haven't really seen too much of a difference. The air pot grows it faster but makes it lose water faster. This doesn't do anything to its growth, but the water preserves a lot faster. So possibly with this one you might have one less watering, leaving your botanist more time for other things. So let's assign botanist and pots, and we show how he works. Let's assign this air pot to him, and we'll go ahead and hover your clipboard and we'll click on the air pot. This looks pretty confusing, but once you break it down, it's not bad. So for this pot, you can see he's getting to work. You can see right here that air pot is on his little signed pots GUI, and you can see he's putting some soil in there. That's great. He just throws the soil on the ground. He's planting the seed. Now you can see with the pot, you can select which specific seed, or you can leave it at any. So if you put even cocoa seeds or wheat seeds in there, anything will grow. Additive 1, if nothing is selected, it'll only plant and water. So let's go ahead and select fertilizer, just for the demo, PGR, and speed grow. So as you can see, let's start off with 10 of everything. I think we only had 6 soil, but he'll be using 1 of everything for this pot. And destination for the pot, the botanist will move this harvested flower wherever you want. You can put it to a rack, you can put it to a drying rack, which is what we'll do. So once this is done, he'll move it directly to the drying rack to start drying. Again, there's some more things we can click on here in the drying rack. Just hover with the clipboard, hit E. Target quality, if you just left click, usually if you're using drying racks, you're trying to get to the top quality. That's the only way to get there to the heavenly. And then destination, again, you can pick whatever you want. Maybe we'll just have them put it all the way up here. Now we also have to assign this drying rack to the botanist. He will take the harvested plant to the drying rack without assigning it, but to hang and move the material, you have to assign this to him. Botanists can hold up to 8 plant pots or 8 drying racks. Now let's move on. Yeah, let's do the cleaner next. Cleaner is a lot more simple. We already have him a bed assigned, and the only thing that he can interact with is trash cans. So let's go see if we have some trash cans back here. I think I brought, yep, there's one trash can. That'll work. He can have up to 3, but we'll put this by the botanist because the botanist already made a little mess. And all you have to do is just left click assign trash cans after selecting your cleaner, and then again left click the trash can. As you can see, this green circle, that's the area that he'll clean up when he's assigned to this trash can. So if we click this, he should just get to work because he's already paid. You can see this registered as his trash can, and if there's any trash to pick up, you know, he'll come do that. He's got his little trash grabber, which is great, and he'll start picking all this stuff up. And when he's full, or there's no more to clean up, he'll dump it into this trash can, or he'll just keep it in his little trash grabber. It's 50%. And you don't need to supply him with bags or the trash grabber. He brings his own stuff, and he'll handle all the cleanup and take the trash bags out to the garbage. Pretty cool. That's about it for the cleaner. Probably my favorite here is the handler. This is the employee that you're going to want to hire if you want to start to automate stuff. There's a lot that this guy can do. As you can see, there's all kinds of routes and stations, and there's a decent amount of stuff he can interact with. So back here I have a little setup here. Packaging station version 1, version 2, and the brick press. These are all stations that you can assign to the handler. They can interact with shelves, any type of shelf. So let's go ahead and assign him a few stations. We'll assign him this one, and the brick press. Now routes. You can have this go from, let's say, the storage rack just has 10 jars, 10 baggies on it. We can have him move the baggies and the jars to the packaging station. So we'll have him do that now. Now, order does matter. He'll try to do this route first, this route second, third, fourth, and fifth. So order does matter if you're trying to do something in a specific order. He's going to take whatever was first in line, so that was the baggies. Again, order in this does matter. He's going to take from the top left every time, and he's going to put it in there. Now, if we assign him the storage rack to go to the second one, he'll put the jars in there. Now you can do this with any storage. The safes work, all the storage racks. He can also supply, when we get to it, I'll show you, he can help the chemist out a lot. Now we got bags and jars there automatically. He can take product. Let's say this is their supply, but just for an example, he can take this product, whatever it is, and maybe move it to this shelf. And all of these stations that he's assigned to can have destinations. So just for example, let's move the destination maybe to this shelf over here. So that means whenever he gets product, he'll automatically, either product can go directly into this right here, or you can have it have a shelf and have him move it from the shelf to the station. But once this is packaged fully, he can bring it over because the destination is on this shelf. And as you can see, he started pulling stuff from the top right, from the top left corner over to the shelf that we assigned him to. And if we take this out, he'll keep doing it. It's like, hold on, there's space in this shelf. Let's bring some more stuff over. And he'll grab this PGR and then the speed grow, just in order. Handler is pretty awesome. A lot more things you can get creative with the handlers. Probably my favorite worker. Lastly, Chemist. Also awesome. Pretty simple GUI. Already have a beta signed, already got them paid. So again, let's go look at the stations they can use. I have all the stations that they're capable of interacting with over here. You can just, again, left click to assign. Mixing station right here. So just a quick overview. Both the mixing stations they can use. Of course, the version 1 is way slower, only processing 10 at a time, while if the version 2 processing 10 product and mixers at a time. Let's assign her a few more here. We have the chemistry station, the lab oven, and the cauldron. Now, I mentioned earlier that the handler could help us out with the chemist, and we're going to do just that. Now, if you just hover the chemistry station, hit E, you'll see that there's an input here for ingredients, and then the output. Now, if you've never done this before, you're going to have to click on the, hover your clipboard, click the chemistry station with E, select the recipe, only one recipe right now, it's just the meth, and the destination always goes from the chemistry station to the lab oven to be cooked. Now once that's done, let's click on the lab oven, hit E, destination, have it whatever you want to be. It really depends upon what you're making. You could send this to the mixer, you can send this just to a shelf, you could send this, yeah, really wherever you want. Those are the two real options for meth and coke. But yeah, let's just, for this demonstration, we'll just send it straight to the mixing station. Now cauldron, this is for the cocoa plants. This is going to need leaves, cocoa leaves right here, and gasoline. So what we can do, let's say for example this pod is growing cocoa seeds. We can have this destination output directly to the cauldron. The botanist will take the harvested cocoa plant leaves straight to the cauldron, and when there's 20 built up, this takes 20 cocoa leaves and 1 gasoline per use. That'll trigger the chemist to come over here and start cooking it. So, how do we have the handler help us out here? I can show you. Just select him. He has a few more routes left, even with this demo. And if we just take this, which has all our supplies on it, we'll be using pseudo, acid, and phosphorus on this chemistry station. Let's take this rack and see if he won't take it to this chemistry station. And also, as you can see, there's a gasoline on here. Let's see if he can take from this rack and put that gasoline in the cauldron. Now you might be wondering, like, oh, there's all kinds of stuff. Maybe he might be putting this gasoline in the chemistry station, or man, and he did put the gasoline in the chemistry station because there's no filter. So order does matter. We will have to either put up a different shelf. Maybe we'll just do that now, because he's always going to take from the top left. You see now he grabbed the acid, phosphorus, and pseudo. That's the correct things that go in there. So if we just maybe do this, and we'll take out this last route. You can just hit X to do it, and we can redo it. Redo the route here. From storage rack this, that has the 1 gasoline on it, to cauldron. So anytime you fill up these racks, you'll automatically try to fill these outputs. And now since he has this filled, the chemist is going to come start to make this. Now this is very basic automation. Of course, you can hire a ton more packer handlers and automate this for even longer. You know, maybe add more shelves with more material they're going to use. Have him. I can show you how I do it real quick, but really we're just moving extra shelving over. This is how I do it. Maybe this is your supply shelf for your botanist, and you want to keep seeds and fertilizer stocked. Well, maybe we take a shelf over here. Instead of one shelf, we have two. So anytime the botanist takes any material from this storage rack, this is their supply shelf, we can assign the handler to refill that shelf with more material that we've unloaded. So if you just take this shelf, the storage rack, to the supply storage rack, our handler is going to come over and help us automate this even longer. He's going to move all this material to this supply rack so that the botanist can grow, harvest for even longer. Now, if you do ever forget all this stuff, you can just go to the warehouse, and it is right on the board, right to the left of where you hire all of these workers. It has cleaners, handlers, botanists, chemists, and everything they do, as well as their daily wage, which cleaners is the cheapest at $100 a day. Handlers and botanists both are $200 a day, and chemists are $300 a day. But yeah, you can make all kinds of cool automated builds. Allows you to go do more deals, make more money. I hope this overview helped you guys. If it did, let me know. Let me know how you guys use your workers differently. What kind of setups do you use with your handlers to automate stuff? Do you even use cleaners? I barely used any cleaners in my builds. Maybe if I'm just growing, but that's about it. Yeah, like I said, I hope this tutorial helped you guys, and have a great rest of your day.